As single parents, we have to be both the mother and the father for our children. Both husband and wife to hold our homes together. Both son and daughter for our aged parents and lonely persons. Sometimes, I don't know about you all, but my shoulders began to ache from the weight of the crosses upon my back. And it ain't no Arthur, and it ain't no Bertha. And I began to wonder if I can bear up. How long can I stand the strain of leadership and responsibility for self, for my family, for livelihood, for paying my own bills, for trying to stand right? We just stopped by this morning to share a short message of the text. And that is this morning as we celebrate that Jesus hangs around to comfort. Jesus hangs around to empower us and preserve those from whom much is required. If we go in the name of Jesus, according to his word, we will never walk alone. Jesus is always with us. He just keeps on hanging around. I know it's hard for some of you to come out this morning. I know some of you even had family and friends just like mine who told me that you were crazy to get up so early to go to a church service. Some of you sitting right here this morning even told yourself, what's wrong with me? That's all right. I believe we can help that this morning. Because here it is. Jesus' family didn't understand him either. To some, he was a crazy boy. Just like his eccentric cousin, John the Baptist. To the others, just like someone said about us. They were embarrassment, and still others, he was a mystery. You need to know something this morning. When God begins to move in our lives in special ways, the closest to us will not understand what's going on. However, you and I, we cannot afford to sacrifice our convictions of the joy of the Lord because of the lack of understanding of a husband or a wife or a cousin or a friend or hang up or lack of vision. We must be prepared to let nothing, including the approval or disapproval of those who we love, separate us from the love of God. Keep hanging around. God. To let us know that it's never too late. Even now in our ages and the situations in our life, regardless of what we've done or failed to do, it's not too late. As long as there's still breath in our bodies and we can still call on the name of Jesus, it is not too late. Now it's still the acceptable time. Now it's still the day of salvation. This day can be the first day of the rest of your life because Jesus is still hanging around. Not only did Jesus hang around for Peter and the 12, for the 500 and for James, but he hung around long enough for a young Pharisee whose name was Saul to meet him. This young man wasn't around when the Lord called Peter and the others to follow him. He wasn't around when Christ appeared to the 500. He didn't have the privilege of growing up with Jesus from childhood like James. It was long after the others had encountered the risen Christ that one day, while he was on the Damascus road, on his way to wreak havoc on the church, Saul discovered that Jesus was still hanging around. At midday, while on this Damascus road, he saw a blinding light and heard a voice from heaven that called him by name and asked him, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? When Saul asked him, who are you? Lord, the voice replied, I am Jesus of Nazareth, the once dead but now living and exalted Lord. And it's not good for you to fight the work of the kingdom. From that day, Paul's life took on a new direction. Yes, sir. As I quickly prepare to take my seat, in closing, that same name, Jesus, who spoke to Paul, is still hanging around 2014 in the month of April. Yes, sir. Jesus' grace in April this year is still sufficient. Jesus, his strength is still perfected in our own weakness. His arm of compassion has not been shortened. His love has not been abated. His mercy is still from everlasting to everlasting. His blood still sanctifies, and his spirit still sets free. Jesus' forgiveness is still stronger than sin. His God is mightier than the ocean. His peace still passes all understanding. And his salvation is still stronger than the grave. I don't know about you all, but I do know that Jesus is still hanging around. Because one day I met him for myself. One day I looked at my hands and they looked new. I looked at my feet and they did too. I looked all around me and all around me just shine. So yes, my brothers and sisters, Jesus was born. He lived. He was hung on the cross. He buried upon the tomb. And early as we celebrate right now, when the ladies went out where he was buried, during the darkness of the night, again, God had worked it out. Because when they got there, he had already gotten up with all power in his hand. And right now, today, he's still hanging around. I don't know about you, but I'm glad he is there. I'm glad he got up with all power in his hand.